Hello everybody, welcome to Pralines, Deliciousness from the world of art. The protagonist of this episode is Dinh Quang, born in 1968 in Ha Tien, Vietnam. In 1979, following the devastating political vicissitudes, Dinh immigrates with his family to California, where he discovers a passion for art by browsing through the books in his school library. He falls in love with the Renaissance painting that introduces him to a world that throws light on his quest for identity. In fact, he still feels a strong and intimate relationship with his homeland, a relationship interrupted right at the most beautiful phase in man's life, the childhood. He also finds out that art can be made by a wide range of new media. Dinh Quang says that painting is inextricably linked to the European artistic traditions. Photography, as a new artistic medium, still needs to be fully explored. Early in his career, he can't resist the urge to express his double identity. He therefore adopts the double exposure technique. But in the end, it's his life story that opens up ways to reach the solution. He remembers that an aunt of his taught him how to weave traditional grass mats. He tries to apply this craft to photography. He makes large format prints of photos of different subject matters, then cut them into strips. Afterwards, he interlaces these photographic strips in a way so as to generate a new image, evoking diverse suggestions. This trademark technique beautifully resonates in the series portraying a white god, where the artist merges the images of the European Renaissance paintings with those of Buddha. Back to Vietnam, in 1993, Dinh Quang discovers that nothing is left of his family, not even a picture. The Vietnam War, in fact, forces him to question his true identity. He realizes that what people actually know of the Vietnam War is boldly mediated by the American culture, by the cinema industrial complex. This belief is featured in the series From Vietnam to Hollywood. On the one hand, we have the historical facts of the war. On the other, we have the trivialization of history through films. This considered, Dinh Quang faces an important question. Where does the truth lie? At the core, there exist two opposing approaches to this war. One is put forth by the American government. The other is shown off by the political propaganda of the winners. But for those that live the war, what is the truth? With this thought in mind, he buys photos in bulk from second-hand stores in Vietnam in the hope to come across some documents regarding his own family. Through the photos of unknown people, he sees a bit of himself. What's more, he begins to investigate into the artist's role, which takes a center stage in the touching video entitled Light and Belief, including the interviews released by the artists operating as soldiers during the war. These artists' works further illuminate two apparently contrasting theses. One asserts that during wartime, the artist should depict only the horrors of war, as Salvatore Quasimodo recounts in his poem E come potevamo noi cantare. Another sustains that during wartime, the artist is requested to represent beauty. An artist tells us that a soldier's wife expressly asked her to paint a sunrise over the sea. Dinh Quang's continuous search for beauty gives origin to the series Textures of Memory. It takes inspiration from his visit to Toiles Lang, the Phnom Penh prison under the savage dictatorship of the Khmer Rouge, where hundreds of prisoners' photos are on display. Dinh Quang, after visiting Angkor Wat, asks himself how it is possible for a population capable of building such magnificent temples to conduct one of the deadliest massacres in man's history. Consequently, the series Splendor and Darkness deals with the coexistence of beauty and cruelty in man. Obsessed by the photographs of the victims of the Khmer Rouge, Dinh Quang realizes portraits stitched with white threads on white canvas. The viewer is invited to touch their profiles. This interaction darkens the surfaces and reveals individual faces, shadows emerging only with the passing of time. The installation I'm presenting you is entitled Erasure. The image of the boat, aground along a coastline, painfully revives in us the shipwreck of numerous immigrants whose traumatic situation the artist himself has experienced. It has reached a universal dimension with the incorporation of thousands of anonymous photos. This thought-provoking artwork represents, on the one hand, man's journey on the earth, associated to a boat adventure towards the void of the universe. On the other hand, it represents the existential condition of human beings that are forced continuously onwards by an inner void as immense as that of the universe, the void Sartre called the nothingness, to which Dinh Quang tries to give an answer. I stop here. Thank you for listening. Don't miss the next episode of Pralines, Deliciousness from the World of Art.